Hi everyone, this is Gulab here, and I am beginning a series of videos about dragons. And so this will be the first video, part 1, talking about dragons in the Eastern sense, not in the Western sense. And there is a distinction there. So first of all, just kind of a little bit of an introduction here to this topic is that I know that to live in this world, sometimes people might feel a lack of motivation or a lack of meaning in life. And actually, this can lead to depression. People have a lot of mental anxiety and depression due to not really knowing what life is all about, not feeling a purposeful meaning, not feeling just not being able to make sense of everything. And so for me, my spiritual life has always been the center of my life. Now, that spiritual side of myself, it has changed and evolved over time, but yet it still is the center of my life, my spirituality and things that I hold to be true and real. So of course, you see, people have different spiritualities. Sometimes they're part of different religions, and sometimes they go upon these beliefs, and they take them as, the truth, without having any factual verifiable evidence to know if it's true or not. And for myself, I just try to make the most sense of everything. And so my spirituality reflects that my thoughts and my thinking have come to the conclusion that this makes the most sense for reality and for what's real and for what's true. So anyways, a part of that is dragons. There are so many different types of living beings in this universe, and we don't see all of them. And this is one of the things that I feel like the atheist movement maybe lacks in the thought of that. Hey, if you don't see something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not there, or that it's not true, or that it's not real. Our eyes can't see everything. We can't see everything in the universe. So there are many, many living entities that we cannot see with our own eyes, and they don't mean that they don't exist. And in my opinion, the proof of their existence are some of the many stories across the world where various cultures, different types of peoples in different ages have seen the same thing over time, and there was no unifying link to direct them and show them that that hey, this is a real thing, But it seems to me that throughout different cultures in ancient history, they've all depicted something that appears to be of a dragon. And there's many stories that have been told that have been said to be true stories from the people who told them at the time. Many Buddhist monks have witnessed seeing dragons and have interacted with dragons. I myself have my own experience with dragons, which I'm not going to share on YouTube, but I am just going to talk about dragons. So, dragon as Naga. So Naga is another word for dragon. So I'm going to read through this. I found this information to be quite helpful. So I'm going to read through some of this. It may very well be that dragon is one of a number of ways that Western cultures refer to the Naga. Some hold, though, that the word dragon actually refers to two entirely distinct beasts, that the Western and the Chinese mythological beasts do not even belong to the same class. The Chinese, when they encountered the term Naga in Buddhist scripture, translated it to Lu or Long, which means dragon. And so in China, the ancient dragon concept took on a broader significance. The Chinese dragon represents the vital potential of falling rain and flowering waters, unlike its Western counterpart that sits brooding in a cavern guarding treasure. Joseph Campbell, The Power of Myth 150, describes the Asian dragon emerging from a swamp, beating its belly and bellowing, ha, 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 ha. In Eastern mythology, Nagas are a class of being whose primary role is as protector and benefactor. Since their abode is the deep water, they are a source of knowledge and of fertility, but they also guard the immense riches of the earth. Thus, the Eastern dragon has mainly benevolent and auspicious characteristics, but in Western mythology, the role of the dragon has been strictly curtailed, rendering it into ugly, greedy, and jealous opponent of the hero. It is the opinion of some that the reason for this has to do with the way people in the West view nature itself as something to be vanquished. Mother Nature, the essence of life in the form of the dragon's celestial breath, is called in Chinese Shengqi. It is the source of all energy that contributes to fertility and wealth, such as the seasonal changes of the rain that allows crops to grow, the warmth of sunshine, balmy sea breezes, and fertile soil. In fact, the dragon is the Eastern Mother Nature. In Himalayan Buddhism, a banner of a turquoise dragon stands for the sound of compassion that awakens us from delusion and increases what we can know through hearing. Dragons have the power of complete communication and protect one from slander. I really like how it says how the dragon is the Eastern Mother Nature. I would agree with that. Draco, in the era before this one, that is about 1800 BCE or around I think there might be a mistake in the typing here. I think they're trying to say 1800 BCE or around 4,000 years BP before the present. The celestial indicator or pole star was not our North Star Polaris, but Thuban, a midpoint star in the constellation known as Draco or Dragon. Draco is the 8th largest of the conventional constellations, curving from the pointers of the Dipper, Ursa Minor, to brilliant Vega. To the observer of today, there is no bright star in the configuration. Yet the passages in the Great Pyramid at Gizeh, Egypt, once acted as channels for the light of the star that is called Thuban. It is now known that those pyramids were oriented to Orion at the time of the building of the Sphinx to Leo. It has been demonstrated that the Angkor Wat complex, the great Khmer Cambodian Buddhist shrine, was built in alignment with this celestial formation. However, in 1150 CE, the constellation of the dragon was upside down over the site's medieval buildings. But impressively, in the era of 10,500 BCE, traces of the very earliest structures there mirrored the dragon constellation exactly. The transition from one ruling celestial system to another is marked in the mythologies of the world by accounts of the overthrow of Titans, Greek, or Asuras, Indian, by gods or devas. Naturally, this displacement had to be justified, and so the serpentine heavenly mother, Tiamat, of the early Mesopotamians, is considered by devotees of the newer deity Marduk as an evil draconian monster. Greek transition myth. Let's see here. What I'm going to do is stop this as a part 1 and continue on talking about the Greek transition myth in my next section of this.